everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm actually really excited for this video today. This is a video that I wasn't really sure if I was going to make it at first. It's going to be totally different from my past videos, and I'm going to be getting kind of vulnerable here because my KDP account got suspended, which frankly is a little embarrassing. And it's even more embarrassing too because it wasn't necessarily an accident. KDP is known for sending out these errors all the time, accidentally suspending accounts that did nothing wrong. But for me, I actually did do something wrong. I didn't originally mean to, but it happened, and I'm going to be telling you all about it. I'm going to be sharing the whole process with you. And again, I wasn't really sure if I wanted to do this video at first, but then what made me decide I wanted to was I realized that there was such an opportunity in it. I know that a lot of you guys get nervous about your KDP account getting suspended because it is a real threat, whether it happened on accident or whether you legitimately did break some sort of rule. It happens. And I'm going to be walking you through exactly what happened to me, what I did, and what resulted of the whole thing. Also, I'm proud to announce that this video is sponsored by Aura. Aura is a digital security company that provides you with proactive protection against identity theft, financial fraud, and so much more. And you guys, cybersecurity is no joke. Statistics just keep going up over the years. These people, these hackers, they just keep getting smarter and smarter. I literally got the most convincing email the other day from what I thought was my website hosting provider, and I was this close to putting in my card information, but thank heavens I saw those tiny little flaws in their email and didn't go through with it. But you guys, it is scary stuff. 1/3 of Americans become the victim of identity theft at some point throughout their lives, which is literally insane. And I don't know about you, but I definitely want to stay within that comfortable 2/3. And speaking of which, that's where Aura comes in. Aura does literally so much to keep you safe. They protect all your online accounts. They provide you with military grade security every time you go online. They send you important alerts 4 times faster than the competition. And what I think is amazing is that Aura doesn't just catch these threats. They also help you fix them. They provide you with actionable steps that you can take to keep yourself protected, which is definitely something that I can get behind. So if you don't want to be like those people who collectively lost $56 billion in 2020, then you are going to want Aura on your side. Make sure to go down and click the link in the description or head over to aura.com/Sarah Larson to get started with your free trial and enjoy all that security and peace of mind every single day. And in my personal opinion, you just can't put a price on safety. So again, make sure to go check that out, aura.com/Sarah Larson. Now let's get right into the video. So first off, the whole thing started when I got this email. I'm reading through it, my heart just started beating. I was like, oh crap, I had a feeling that this would happen eventually. Something always happens to a KDP account. And to be honest, this was something that I had kind of suspected. I hadn't suspected it when I had created and published the book, but later I did realize that this was a possibility, which is something I want to know. I'll talk about that more in a moment. But anyway, here is the email that I got. It said, hello, during our review, we found that the cover text, cover image, and or metadata you entered for the following books are in violation of our content guidelines. And this book, you guys, that this happened to, this was my YouTube planner, my super cute YouTube planner, my YouTube planner that I created more for myself than anything. And I bought it and still use it to this day. I love my YouTube planner. In fact, let me show you guys really quick because I have it. Here it is in all its glory, my lovely, lovely YouTube planner, if you can see it well enough. There it is, super cute. And this was the book that violated the content guidelines, with the reasons being because it was YouTube, which is copyrighted, the logo is copyrighted. I used it in my design, I used it in my title, I used it in my metadata. Like, I really used the word YouTube. And I will be completely honest, I did not think that there would be any issue with this. When I was creating this book, I was not thinking that it was a copyrighted term. I was not thinking I was breaking the rules. And part of what reassured me as well was that there were a bunch of other books, a bunch of other YouTube planners, same books within this niche, same books using this term. So I figured that there wouldn't be any issue with this. I was totally wrong, which is something I cannot stress enough. Like, this was a mistake on my part. Absolutely, very much so. And I'm sure that this is something that could seem more obvious to other people. I mean, for me, like, obviously a notebook with Mickey Mouse on the cover is a huge infringement of copyright, but then something like a YouTube planner that's so much more functional and that I actually wanted to use myself, like, it honestly didn't even occur to me. And I did realize later that it could be an issue, but at that point I'd already had the book published, it had already made sales, and again, there were a bunch of other books out there, so I figured that it would be fine. Again, completely wrong. Anyway, let's get back to that email really quick. So in the rest of it said, as a result, we will not be making the books available for sale on Amazon. Metadata violates our guidelines may include, just talking about all that. For more details, visit this link. We will consider the publication if you provide valid documentation proving you have rights to use this cover text, cover image, and or metadata, which I certainly don't. And then talk about how they take violations of intellectual property very seriously. The violation of their agreement may lead to suspension or termination of your account, among other remedies. Please ensure that you own sufficient rights to all content you publish on Amazon. And if you believe you have received this message as an error, please reply to this message. So I got that, which certainly made me nervous, but my account at that point was still fine, so I wasn't too concerned. What I ended up doing, because I was really sad to be losing that book on Amazon, I went ahead and created a bunch of other YouTube planners, no longer using the term YouTube anywhere. I recreated the interior, and honestly, I think the book came out even better than before. However, I'm almost positive that it's not going to do well. It's not going to sell. The reason for this is because I was forced to use keywords that aren't that great, because keywords are considered metadata and YouTube is copyrighted, so I can't put YouTube in the keywords. So I ended up having to use a lot more vague keywords that don't get searched as often. So sadly, I don't think the book is going to do very well, but at least I have some peace of mind knowing that my creation is still out there on Amazon if anyone finds it. And as for my YouTube planner, it may still be out there on Amazon. I think it just says that it's out of print. But one thing that does make me feel a little bit better is that it turns out that most of the other YouTube planners are also out of print. They also got caught by Amazon. So thankfully it wasn't just me. It makes me feel a little bit better about that, because what was making me feel good was the fact that there were a bunch of other YouTube planners already out there. So I was like, they're fine, I gotta be fine. But actually that is not always true, which is something that I think is really important to note. Like, if you're getting your peace of mind from the fact that there are a bunch of books already out there like the one that you're wanting to create, that may not be enough. All right, and then the next part of the story, because it does go on, I got another email, one even scarier than the first, 3 days later on the 4th of July, in fact, which was kind of disappointing because, you know, I was swimming, fireworks, all that jazz. I did put a tiny damper, but that's okay. Here is what the email said. Hello, we have temporarily suspended your KDP account because you have uploaded material through your account for which you did not have the necessary rights. You can see the violations reflected in the following books. So now you're just going to see a whole jumble of text, because I did upload multiple YouTube planners. I like to do this, like when I'm creating a book, I create multiple different cover designs just to increase my chances of them selling. And if someone doesn't like one cover, hopefully they'll like another one better. Anyway, whole garble of text. At the bottom said, before we can reinstate your account, we need you to do the following. Reply to this message with the following declaration. I confirm that my catalog meets the content guidelines and that I've obtained the necessary rights to all titles currently published by me for sale on Amazon. I also affirm that I will not submit any new titles for which I do not have all the necessary rights, and review my catalog to make sure everything's good, and remove any titles from my catalog that are not good. Until we receive a response from you regarding this issue, your account will remain blocked. As a reminder, violation of our content guidelines may negatively impact your account status, and you may also lose access to optional KDP services. If you have questions or believe you've received this email in error, reply to this message. Regards, Amazon KDP. So I got that, which frankly was a little bit scary. And I do find it interesting that my account wasn't immediately suspended following my YouTube planners being flagged, but I think this may have been because maybe they were looking into it to see if I did have the necessary rights, and then they were like, oh no, she doesn't. Or maybe they gave me like 3 days to come back with the necessary rights, and if I didn't, then my account would get suspended. I'm guessing that's what the deal is. They give me some time in case it was a mistake, and then they just go through and suspend your account. And so after this point, I did what anyone would do, and I responded to the email saying that I affirmed all that, and I also included at the end, like, it was only the small string of books that I made this mistake, none of the rest of my books that violate the guidelines, and I'll make sure to be more careful in the future, which I most certainly will be. I'll admit I have had a bit of a devil may care attitude when it comes to my KDP account. I kind of just publish what I like. I try not to break the rules, but I accidentally did this one time, and now I know to be careful. So anyway, after that point, thank heavens I got email back on the same day that said that my account had been reinstated, and it came in a separate email saying, hello, thank you for your email concerning the status of your account. After reviewing your response, we have reinstated your account and we will once again accept your titles for possible publication. Please be advised that all of your submissions must comply with our content guidelines for publishing on Amazon. Upon reinstatement of your account, you must review your catalog, remove any titles that aren't good. Please note that your future submissions may be subject to additional review prior to being published. This may result in a delay in publishing. Please be aware violations of our content guidelines may result in the suspension or termination of your KDP account. If you have questions or believe you received this email in error, reply to this message. Regards, Emma KDP. So, thank heavens my account got reinstated. All was good in the end, but I was a little bit concerned about that one line that it said future submissions may go through a lengthier process, meaning it would take longer for them to get published, which I certainly don't want. No one wants that. But I actually found after that point, the first book that I submitted for publication after having my account suspended and reinstated actually took less than a day for it to get published, which is probably the shortest period of time that I've ever had for one of my books to get published on KDP. No idea if that's any reflection of my account or just maybe KDP has finally gotten a little more efficient or if it was just slower at that time. And then another string of books that I uploaded took 3 days for them to be published. So I really don't think that it takes much longer for my books to be published, having had my account suspended. Thank heavens, because I was really scared that it would take like a month or something. But it says may. It says they may be subject to further scrutiny. I honestly think this might just be something they say to kind of scare you so that you know to be more careful with your books in the future. Or maybe they do look at your books closer. I have no idea. I just know that my publishing times haven't really taken a hit because of this. So ultimately, in the end, my account got suspended. I got reinstated. I lost a few books in the progress that I thought I might lose in the future anyway. So I'm not too terribly concerned. And thank heavens I learned a lot of the process too. If anything, I imagine maybe I have like a small red flag on my account. I could get worse emails in the future. But for now, I'm going to be a lot more careful. So I don't intend to get any of these emails. Hopefully if I get any more emails, it will be an error on KDP's part and not mine. So anyway, that's pretty much the end of this story. I have learned my lesson and I hope that this video has helped you guys, helped you understand the process for getting your account suspended, because it is kind of scary. It's something that no one wants, but it may not be as bad as you thought it was. So don't be afraid to create books, but still make sure that you know the rules. Also, I do want to quickly mention again, if you want to stay safe on the internet, if you want to protect yourself from identity theft and financial fraud and all of the above, again, make sure to go down and click the link in the description to get your free trial started with Aura, or head over to aura.com/Sarah Larson. And if you liked this video, if you enjoyed how a little bit embarrassed I feel, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more content just like this. I would super duper appreciate it and I would love to have you. All right guys, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. Bye.